In the Sokumeni Riminage technique, Shite evades Uke's power and moves his body out of the line of attack. Shite positions his body to the side of Uke and throws Uke by entering. In this technique, Shite uses Uke's power and breaks his balance, then throws Uke with the Sokumeni Riminage technique when Uke grabs Shite's hand and pulls. From Migi Aihami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke grabs Shite's left hand with his right and pulls. Shite moves with Uke's pull, cross steps in behind Uke, and shuffles forward and throws Uke to the mat. Uke grabs and pulls. Shite's right foot moves forward while the left foot bends and the toes up and the knee is bent strongly forward. The left hand moves to the chest level with both palms up and the right hand is in front of the stomach. The left foot steps behind Uke while the left arm slides across Uke's chest and ends up with both hands in front of the body. The right hand moves to Uke's side. Pushing strongly from the hips, both arms cut down, throwing Uke to the mat. Shite should keep a strong zanshin or focus and concentration on Uke. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. For Migi Ahami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Uke grasps as in the standing technique and pulls. Shite moves the right knee forward, then the left to move to the side. The left knee moves in while the arms circle up, and shuffle forward and cut down and throw Uke to the mat. Moving with Uke's pull, the right knee moves forward, then the left. Then the left knee, then the left knee circles behind Uke while the left hand circles across Uke's chest. Both hands should be in front of the body with the right hand at Uke's side. Push forward and cut down with the arms to throw Uke to the mat. Keeping a strong zanshin or focus towards Uke. In this technique, Uke's balance is broken and Uke is thrown with the Sokumeni Riminage technique using a pibi movement when Uke grabs Shite's hand and pushes. From Hidari Gakuhami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke grabs Shite's left hand with his right and pushes. Shite pivots, shuffles in to move to the side of Uke, and shuffles forward and throws Uke. Moving with Uke's push, Shite pivots 95 degrees to the rear while both hands circle down like Taino Henko knee in front of his body. Both hands are palm up with the left hand at chest height, the right hand in front of the stomach. Shuffling forward, go to Uke's side. The left hand circles across Uke's chest with the right hand moving to Uke's side. Push strongly from the hips and cut down and throw uke, keeping zanshin towards uke. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Miyai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Uke grasses in the standing technique and pushes. Shite pivots, move to the side of Uke's body, and shuffles forward and throws. Moving with Uke's push, Shite comes up on his toes while pivoting on the left knee. Both hands circle up in front of Shite's body with both hands palm up. The left knee and the left arm move in and throw Uke to the mat. When Shite finishes the technique, his hips should be square and his focus and zanshin concentrated on uke. In this technique, Shite uses uke's power and breaks his balance, then throws uke with the Sokume no Riminage technique when uke grabs Shite's elbow from on top and pulls. From Miyai Hami Kamae, shuffle in, uke grabs Shite's left elbow with his right on top and pulls. Shite circles the left hand out, shuffles forward, cross steps behind uke, and throws to the mat. Moving with uke's pull, Shite's left hand circles outside of uke's arm. The left hand circles up and shuffles forward while the feet perform the same position as Katate Mochi Sokume no Riminage Ichi. The left hand circles down to control uke's elbow and shoulder. Both hands are palm up with the left hand at chest height and the right hand in front of the stomach. The left foot crosses behind uke while the left hand circles across uke's chest. And Shite should endeavor to have his left hip as close to uke as possible, with the right hand at uke's armpit. Shuffle forward and cut down with the arms to throw uke to the mat and focus on uke. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Miyai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Uke grasses in the standing technique and pulls. Shite's right knee moves forward and the left knee moves forward again while the left hand moves as in the standing technique. Move beside uke and throw uke to the mat. As Shite performs the first movement of the technique, he comes up on his toes. Right knee moves forward, left knee moves forward while coming up on the toes, and the left hand finish in front of the body. Left hand circles across uke's chest while the left knee moves forward. And move forward again, cutting down, throwing uke to the mat, focusing on uke with a strong zanshin. In this technique, uke's balance is broken and uke is thrown with the Sokume no Riminage technique using a pivoting motion when uke grabs Shite's elbow and pushes. From Hidari Gaku Hami Kamae, Shite Nuke shuffling, uke grabs as in the number 1 technique and pushes. Shite's left hand circles out, pivots like in Tai no Henko Ni while the hands circle in front of the body, move forward, and move forward again, cutting down, taking uke to the mat. Moving with Uke's push, stay circles just like in Tai no Henko Ni while both hands finishing palm up in front of the body. The left hand is at chest height, the right hand is in front of the stomach. Moving forward, the left hand circles around Uke's body, and Shite puts his left hip beside Uke's body. Shuffle forward again, cut down with the hips and arms, taking Uke to the mat. Finishing with a strong zanshin. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migihami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Uke grasps in the standing technique and pushes. Shite pivots with Uke's push, moves to the side in the Sokumen position, and throws Uke to the mat. As Uke pushes, Shite pivots on the left knee while turning the hands like in Tai no Henko Ni and coming up on the toes. The left knee moves forward while the left hand circles across Uke's body. Shite shuffles forward again and cuts down with the arms and hips, throwing Uke to the mat, finishing in a strong zanshin position. In this technique, Shite uses Uke's power and breaks his balance, then throws Uke with the Sokumen Riminage technique when Uke grabs Shite's shoulder and pulls. From Migihami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke grabs Shite's left shoulder with his right hand, palm down, and pulls. Shite circles the left hand up, moves forward with Uke's pull, steps behind Uke, and throws with the Sokumen Riminage technique. From Migihami Kamae, Uke grabs Shite's left shoulder with the palm to the side. The left hand circles up like Hijimochi and shuffles forward with Uke's pull. The left hand circles down, ending up at chest height, locking Uke's elbow and shoulder. The right hand is at stomach height with both hands palm up. Left foot circles behind Uke and the right hand moves to Uke's side while the left hand circles across Uke's chest. Shuffling forward again, using the hips and arm power, throw Uke with Sokumen Riminage, keeping a strong zanshin on Uke. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migihami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Uke grasps as in the standing technique. Moving with Uke's pull, move forward and cut down. Step with the left leg behind Uke, shuffle forward again and throw Uke to the mat. Moving with Uke's pull, Shite circles his left hand down to in front of his chest position while coming up on the toes. The right knee moves forward, then the left knee moves forward. Moving the left knee and the left arm together, circle behind Uke, shuffle forward and throw Uke to the mat. In this technique, Uke's balance is broken and Uke is thrown with the Sokumen Riminage technique using a pivoting movement when Uke grabs Shite's shoulder and pushes. From Hidari Gaku Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke grabs as in the number 1 technique and pushes. Shite pivots with Uke's push while cutting Uke's arm down. Moves forward to the Sokumen position. Moves forward again, cutting down, throwing Uke to the mat. Moving with Uke's push, the left hand circles up, and pivoting on the left foot like Tai no Henko ni, both hands cut down to in front of Shite's body. Left hand finishes at chest height, with the right hand at stomach height, both palms up. The left foot moves forward while the left hand circles around to Uke's chest and the right hand moves to Uke's side. Shuffle forward again, cutting down, throwing Uke to the mat, keeping a strong focus and concentration on Uke. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migiya Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Uke grasps as in the standing technique and pushes. Shite pivots with Uke's push. The left hand cuts down. The left knee and the left arm move around Uke. Shuffle forward and throw Uke to the mat. Moving with Uke's push, Shite circles his left arm down while coming up on his toes while pivoting. The left hand circles around Uke while the left knee moves forward. The right hand ends up at Uke's side. Shite shuffles forward again, throwing Uke to the mat. In this technique, Shite uses Uke's power and breaks his balance, then throws Uke with the Sokumen Runage technique when Shite initiates the attack by striking Uke's forehead with a front strike. From Migiai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and Shite strikes like in Shomunuchi Ikkajo Osaichi. Moving the bottom feet like Katate Mochi Sokumen Runage, Shite cuts down, moves to the side, throws Uke. Shite strikes as in Shomunuchi Ikkajo Osaichi. Shite cuts down Uke's arms while the feet perform the same position as Katate Mochi Sokumen Runage Echi. The left elbow moves to Uke's chest and the right hand controls Uke's wrist. Without moving the elbow, Shite cross-steps behind Uke. The left hand circles over while the right hand moves to Uke's side. Shuffle forward and cut down using the power of the hips and throw Uke with the Sokumen Runage technique. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migiai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Shite initiates by striking to Uke's forehead. The left knee moves forward while the arms cut down. Left knee moves forward again, circling around Uke, and throw it to the mat. As Shite initiates the strike, he comes up on his toes just like in Sawarewaza Ikkajo Osaichi. The left knee moves forward while Shite cuts down, ending with his elbow in front of Uke's chest. Left knee moves forward again while his arms circle over. Shuffle forward again, throw an uke to the mat, keeping strong zanshin on uke. In this technique, uke's balance is broken and uke is thrown with the Sokumene Ribunage technique using a pivoting movement when uke strikes with a front strike. From Hidari Gyakuhami Kamae, shite nuke shuffle in and uke strikes like in Shomunuchi Ikkajo Saichi. Shite blocks, pivots while cutting down uke's arm and finishing with his elbow in front of uke, move to the side, shuffle forward and throw uke to the mat. Shite blocks as in Shomunuchi Ikkajo Sai Ni. Pivots to the rear while cutting uke's arm down, finishing with his arms in front of the body. The left elbow moves in front of uke's chest. Left hand is palm down, the right controls uke's wrist. The left hand circles over while moving forward. Shuffle forward again, cutting down with the hips and arms, throw uke to the mat, keeping a strong zanshin towards uke. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. For Migi Aihami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. As in the standing technique, uke strikes and shite blocks. Shite pivots, cutting uke's arm down. Moves to the side of uke. Shuffles forward and throws uke to the mat. As in Sawariwaza, Shomunuchi Ikkajo Sai Ni, shite comes up on his toes while blocking. Shite pivots on the left knee while cutting uke's arm down as in the standing technique. The left arm and the left knee move forward, circling around uke. Move forward once more and throw uke to the mat, finishing in a strong zanshin position. In this technique, shite uses uke's power and breaks his balance, then throws uke with the Sokumene Ribunage technique when uke attacks with a side strike. From Migi Aihami Kamae, shuffle in, uke strikes, shite moves to the side and blocks, crosses the hand over, shuffles forward, cutting uke's arm down, steps behind uke with the left foot, shuffles forward and throws uke. Straight blocks as in Yokomunuchi Ikkajo Saichi. The right hand crosses over and cuts uke's arm down while the feet shuffle forward. Shite finishes with his left elbow in front of uke's body with the palm down. The right hand controls uke's wrist. The left hand circles around uke while stepping forward with the left foot. The elbow doesn't change the position. The right hand moves to uke's side. Shuffle forward again, cutting down strongly with the arms and hips, throw uke to the mat. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migi Aihami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Uke strikes as in the standing technique while shite blocks. Crosses the hand over. Left knee moves forward while cutting uke's arm down. Shuffle forward, circling around uke's body. Shuffle forward and throw uke. As Shite blocks Uke's strike, he comes up on his toes while moving to the side and applying an atemi. The right hand crosses over, the left knee moves forward while Shite cuts Uke's arm down, with the left elbow controlling Uke. Left hand circles around while the left knee moves forward, finishing at Uke's side, shuffle forward again and throw Uke to the mat, finishing with a strong zanshin. In this technique, Uke's balance is broken and Uke is thrown with the Sokumene Ryunage technique, using a pivoting movement when Uke strikes with a side strike. From Hidari Gakuhame Kamae, shuffle in, Uke strikes, Shite moves to the side and blocks, crosses a hand over, pivots while cutting Uke's arm down. Circles the left hand and left foot around, shuffles forward and throws Uke to the mat. Shite blocks and applies an atemi like in Yokuminuchi Ikkajo Osai ni. The right hand circles over, Shite pivots on the left foot to the rear while controlling Uke's arm. Moving the left arm and the left foot behind to the side of Uke, Shite shuffles forward and throws Uke to the mat, keeping a strong zanshin. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migi Ayahami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. As Uke strikes, Shite moves to the side and blocks while applying atemi like in the standing technique. Crosses the hand over, pivots on the left knee while cutting Uke's arm down. Circles the left arm and the left knee forward, shuffles forward and throws Uke to the mat. Like in Sawari Waza, Yonkajo Osai ni, Shite moves to the side while blocking and applying an atemi while coming up on his toes. The right hand crosses over, Shite pivots on his left knee while circling Uke's arm down in front of his body. The left arm and the left knee move forward, breaking Uke's balance. Shuffle forward again, and throw Uke to the mat, keeping a strong zanshin towards Uke. In this technique, Shite uses Uke's power and breaks his balance, then throws Uke with the Sokumine Ryunage technique when Uke grasps both Shite's hands from behind and pulls. From Migi Ahame Kamae, shuffle in and perform the Hojo Dosu movement. Uke circles behind Shite and grabs both wrists and pulls. Shite moves with Uke's pull to the side, steps back towards Uke in the side, and shuffles forward and throws Uke to the mat. Uke moves behind like in Rotemochi Ikkajo Saichi. Shite's left foot circles around to the side. The right foot follows. The left hip comes square. Both hands circle up in a circular motion, with both hands staying in front of the hips. The left foot circles behind Uke while the left hand just turns over, and the right hand moves to Uke's side. The left hip should be beside Uke. The left elbow should stay up and the hand should circle down naturally. The right hand cuts down to the Tegedan position to Uke's side. Shuffle forward and throw uke to the mat. In this technique, uke's balance is broken and uke is thrown with the Sokumene Ryunage technique, using in a pivoting movement when uke grasps both hands from behind and pushes. From Migi Hami Kamae, Shite Uke shuffle in, perform the Hojo Dosu movement, uke circles behind Shite, grasps both wrists, and pushes. Shite moves from the front foot forward with uke's push while the hands circle up, then the hands circle up again to forehead level, pivot around, shift, step behind uke, shuffle forward and throw to the mat. Moving with uke's push, Shite shuffles forward from the front foot while the hands curl up. Both hands circle up in a circular motion to above the forehead height. The left foot pivots around over 180 degrees to face uke and shift, moving down to strong position just like in Katate Mochi, Sokumene Ryunage Echi. The left hand circles down between uke's arms, finishing with the left elbow in front of uke's chest. The right hand is in front of Shite's stomach. Both hands are palmed down and Shite is strong and balanced. The left foot and the left arm circle behind uke, and the right hand moves to uke's side. Shuffle forward and throw uke to the mat, keeping a strong zanshin and concentration on uke. In this technique, Shite uses uke's power and breaks his balance, then throws uke with the Sokumene Ryunage technique when uke grasps both Shite's elbows from behind and pulls. From Migi Hami Kamae, perform the Hojo Dosu movement. Uke circles behind and grabs both Shite's elbows and pulls. Moving with uke's pull, Shite moves to the side behind, steps back with the left foot and left elbow, shuffles forward and throws uke with the Sokumene Ryunage technique. Moving with uke's pull, Shite's right foot circles behind uke while the left hands move in front of Shite's body. The left hip should be strongly forward. Both elbows circle out and forward, ending in beside Shite's body. The left foot circles behind uke while the left arm just turns over. The right hand ends at uke's side. Shuffle forward and throw uke to the mat with the Sokumene Ryunage technique, keeping a strong zanshin on uke. In this technique, uke's balance is broken and uke is thrown with the Sokumene Ryunage technique, using it in a pivoting movement, and uke grasps Shite's both elbows from behind and pushes. From Migi Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform the Hojo Dosu movement. Uke circles behind and grabs both Shite's elbows and pushes. Shite shuffles forward with uke's push, brings the back foot around the front, over 180, shifts to face uke, steps behind uke, shuffles forward and throws with the Ryunage technique. Moving with uke's push, Shite moves forward from the front foot while both elbows circle forward. The back foot pivots in front over 180 and Shite shifts and turns to face uke. The left hand circles between uke's arms, finishing in front of the chest. The right hand is in front of Shite's stomach with both hands palm down. Shite steps behind Uke with the left leg, and the left hand circles across Uke's chest with the right hand ending at Uke's side. Shuffle forward and cut down with the arms and hips and throw Uke, keeping a strong zanshin towards Uke. In this technique, Shite uses Uke's power and breaks his balance, then throws Uke with the Sokumen and Ribunage technique when Uke grabs both shoulders from behind and pulls. From Migi Hami Kamae, perform the Hojo Dosu movement. Uke circles behind Shite and grabs both shoulders from behind on top and pulls. Shite moves with Uke's pull, steps behind and circles the arms up, shuffles forward and throws Uke to the mat. Uke moves behind and grabs just like in Ro Katamochi Ikkajo Sai ni. But he pulls. As he pulls, Shite moves to the side. The right foot circles behind just like in Rote Mochi. Both shoulders circle forward. The left foot steps behind Uke as the left arm cuts. The left arm circles up with the right tegatana moving to Uke's side. Shuffle forward and throw Uke to the mat with the Sokumen and Ribunage technique, keeping a strong zanshin. In this technique, Uke's balance is broken and Uke is thrown with the Sokumen and Ribunage technique using the Ipiri movement when Uke grabs both shoulders from behind and pushes. From Migi Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform the Hojo Dosu movement. Uke circles behind and grabs as in the number 1 technique, but pushes. Moving with Uke's push, Shite shuffles forward, moves from the back leg, pivots and shifts, steps behind Uke, and throws Uke to the mat. Moving with Uke's push, Shite moves forward from the front foot while both shoulders circle forward. The back leg moves over 180 degrees and Shite shifts to face Uke, with the left elbow moving between Uke's arms, finishing at chest height. The right hand is in front of Shite's stomach. The back leg steps behind Uke while the left arm circles across Uke's body. The right tegatana moves to Uke's side to break Uke's balance. Shuffle forward, cutting down with the arms and hips, throw Uke to the mat with the Sokumen and Ribunage technique and keep a strong zanshin towards Uke. In the Shomen Riminage technique, Shite evades Uke's power and positions his body to the front of Uke and throws Uke by entering. In this technique, Shite breaks Uke's balance and throws Uke to the rear with the Shomen Riminage technique when Shite initiates attack with a front strike. From Migi Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Shite strikes as in Shomenuchi Ikkajo Saichi. Steps forward, cuts Uke's arm down, steps behind Uke diagonally to the rear and throws with the Riminage technique. Shite strikes as in Shomenuchi Ikkajo Saichi. The left foot moves forward while the left hand moves to Uke's collar, shuffle forward and twist the hips. The left foot moves in front of Uke's body, so Uke should be strongly forward with the right hand circling up Uke's chest. Stepping with the back foot behind Uke diagonally forward, Shite cuts down with his right hand, lets go of the left hand on the collar, and throws Uke to the mat with a strong zanshin, or focus and concentration towards Uke. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migi Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Shite strikes as in Shomenuchi Ikkajo Saichi, moves forward while cutting down Uke's arm, steps forward behind Uke and throws to the mat. As Shite strikes, as in Shomenuchi Ikkajo Saichi, he comes up on his toes. The left knee moves forward while the left hand moves to Uke's collar while the hips turn. The left knee moves forward again while the hips turn square and the right hand circles up towards Uke. Step in with the right knee and cut down with the arms, throw Uke to the mat and finish with a strong zanshin position with both hands palm down. In this technique, Uke's balance is broken and Uke is thrown to the rear with the Shomen and Riminage technique, using it a pivoting and shifting movement when Uke strikes with a front strike. From Hidari Gyaku Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke strikes and Shite blocks. Pivoting on the front foot 180 degrees, Shite breaks Uke's balance, shifts to further break Uke's balance, applies an atemi, shifts back in the direction that he should pivoted from, cross-steps behind Uke and throws with the Shomen and Riminage technique. Shite blocks as in Shomenuchi Ikkajo Sai Ni. Pivoting on the front foot to the rear, Shite grabs Uke's collar, breaks Uke's balance, shifts, and takes Uke forward. The right hand cuts down in front of Shite's body at all times. Using the right hand and the power of the hips and applying a temi to Uke's face, shift back with the right hand circling up Uke's chest. The left hand stays in contact with Uke's collar. Stepping diagonally forward with the right foot, cut down with the right hand, release the collar and throw Uke to the mat, keeping a strong zanshin. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migie Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizo hold. Uke strikes and Shite blocks. Shite pivots and shifts, breaking Uke's balance. Punches, shifts back. Cross steps with the back knee, throws Uke to the mat. As in Suwarewaza Shomonuchi Ikkajo Osai ni, Shite blocks as he comes up on his toes. Pivoting on a left knee to the rear, Shite breaks Uke's balance, grabs the collar and shifts, breaking Uke's balance further. Applies an atemi to Uke's face with the right hand, shifts back while the right hand circles up Uke's chest. The right knee steps forward diagonally behind Uke, and Shite cuts down with both arms, throwing Uke to the mat, keeping a strong zanshin. In this technique, Shite breaks Uke's balance and throws Uke to the rear with the Shomen and Riminage technique when Uke strikes with a side strike. From Migie Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke strikes with a side strike and Shite shifts and blocks. Crosses the right hand over, steps forward with the left foot while the right hand circles up, cross steps back behind Uke and throws to the mat with the Shomen and Riminage technique. Shite blocks as in Yokunuchi Ikkajo Saichi. The right hand crosses over. The right hand cuts while the left foot steps forward, then shifts forward while the right hand cuts up Uke's chest. The hips move sideways, then they move square. Step with the right leg behind Uke while cutting down with both arms. Throw Uke to the mat with the Shomen and Riminage technique, keeping a strong zanshin or focus or concentration on Uke. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migie Hami Kamae, Shite and Uke shuffle in and perform Seizo hold. Uke strikes and Shite blocks. Cross the right hand over, move forward while breaking Uke's balance, step behind Uke and throw with the Shomen and Riminage technique. As in Yokunuchi Ikkajo Osai ni, Shite moves to the side and blocks while applying a temi while coming up on his toes. The right hand crosses over, Shite cuts down on Uke's arm while the left knee moves forward and then cuts up Uke's chest with the right hand. Cross steps with the right knee forward and cuts down with both arms, throwing Uke to the mat with the Shomen and Riminage technique. In this technique, Uke's balance is broken and Uke is thrown to the rear with the Shomen and Riminage technique, using a pivoting and shifting movement when Uke strikes with a side strike. From Hidari Gaku Hami Kamae, Shite and Uke shuffle in, Uke strikes, Shite moves to the side and blocks. The right hand crosses over, Shite pivots on the front foot and shifts, breaking Uke's balance, applies an atemi, shifts the weight back while the right hand cuts up across Uke's chest, steps behind Uke and throws with the Shomen and Riminage technique. Shite blocks as in Yokunuchi Ikkajo Osai ni while applying an atemi, moving to the side. The right hand crosses over, Shite pivots 180 degrees to the rear, grabbing Uke's collar, shifts, breaking Uke's balance further, applies an atemi with the right hand to Uke's face, shifts back while the right hand crosses up across Uke's chest. The left hand stays in contact with the collar. The back foot steps behind Uke diagonally to the rear while Shite cuts down with both arms, throwing Uke to the mat, keeping a strong zanshin. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migiya Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Uke strikes and Shite blocks. Crosses the right hand over, pivots and shifts, breaking Uke's balance, applies an atemi to Uke's face, shifts back with the right hand, cuts up, steps back with the right knee and throws Uke to the mat. As in Sawariwaza Yokunuchi Ikkajo Zai ni, Shite comes up on his toes while blocking and applying an atemi. The right hand crosses over, pivoting on the left knee, 180 degrees to the rear. Shite pivots and shifts to break Uke's balance. The left hand moves to Uke's collar. The right hand applies an atemi to Uke's face. Shite shifts back while the right hand cuts across Uke's chest. Then the right knee steps diagonally behind Uke and their hands cut down to throw Uke to the mat. Shite focuses on Uke. In this technique, Shite breaks Uke's balance and throws Uke to the rear with the Shomen and Rimanagi technique when Uke attacks with a front punch. From Migiya Hami Kamae, Uke prepares to punch while Shite shuffles in. Uke punches and Shite evades the punch while moving to the side. Uke cross steps back while the right hand moves strongly to the right hip in a punch position with the left hand forward, cross step forward and punch straight. As Uke punches, Shite moves the left foot forward and evades to the side while the right hand crosses, slides up across Uke's chest. The left hand moves to Uke's collar, step diagonally forward with the back leg and cut and throw Uke to the mat. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. From Migiya Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Uke punches forward with a front punch while Shite moves to the side and evades the punch while the right hand controls Uke's arm, then cuts up across Uke's body. The back foot steps behind Uke and throws. As Uke punches, Shite evades Uke's punch while coming up on his toes and controlling Uke's hand with his right arm. The left hand moves to the collar and the right hand slides up across Uke's chest. Uke punches straight while coming up on the toes. Shite evades the punch and the left hand goes to the collar while the right hand slides up across Uke's chest. Shite steps diagonally behind Uke with the right knee and cuts down with both arms, throwing Uke to the mat with the Shomen and Rimanagi technique, keeping a strong zanshin on Uke. In this technique, Uke's balance is broken and Uke is thrown to the rear with the Shomen and Rimanagi technique, using a pivoting and shifting movement when Uke attacks with a French punch. From Hidari Gyaku Hami Kamae, Uke cross steps back and prepares to punch while Shite shuffles in. Uke punches, Shite evades the punch, pivots and shifts, breaking Uke's balance, applies an atemi to the face, shifts back while the right hand cuts up, steps back diagonally to the rear with the back foot and cuts and throws Uke to the mat. As Uke punches, Shite evades the punch and pivots and shifts, breaking Uke's balance. The left hand moves to the collar, the right hand stays in front of Uke's body. Shite applies an atemi with the right hand. Shifts back while the right hand cuts across Uke's chest. Shite steps diagonally back behind Uke with the right foot while cutting down and throwing with the Shomen and Rimanage technique, keeping a strong focus and concentration or zanshin towards Uke. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migiai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizo Ho. Uke punches, Shite moves to the side and evades the punch, pivots and shifts, breaking Uke's balance, applies an atemi, shifts back, steps with the right knee diagonally behind Uke and throws with the Shomen and Rimanage technique. As Uke punches, Shite moves to the side to evade the punch while coming up on his toes. The right hand controls Uke's punch while the left hand moves to Uke's collar. Shite pivots and shifts, breaking Uke's balance. Shite applies an atemi to Uke's face, using the power of the hips. Shifts back while the right hand circles up Uke's chest. The right knee steps diagonally behind Uke while the hands cut down and throw with the Shomen and Rimanage technique. In this technique, Shite breaks Uke's balance and throws Uke to the rear with the Shomen and Rimanage technique when Uke grabs Shite's hand and pulls. From Migiai Hami Kamae, Shite and Uke shuffle in. Uke grabs Shite's left hand with his right hand, pulls. Shite moves as in Katate Mochi Sokumen and Rimanage Echi, with shifting and breaking Uke's balance. The left hand circles behind Uke while the right hand cuts up Uke's chest. The back foot steps behind Uke and both hands cut down, throwing Uke to the mat. Shite performs the same movement as in Katate Mochi Sokumen and Rimanage Echi. The right foot shuffles straight forward to Uke's foot while the left foot bends down at the knee and the toes are up. The left hand circles in front of Shite's body at chest height. The right hand is in front of the stomach. Both hands are palm up. The left hand circles behind Uke while stepping with the left foot. When Shite steps forward with the left foot, the right hand slides up Uke's chest. The left hand circles, and at the finish of the circle, grabs Uke's hand with the bottom three fingers of the left hand. This is the correct position for the left hand. Uke should try to keep contact with Shite's wrist. Shite steps diagonally forward to the rear with the back foot while cutting down with the arms, throwing Uke with the Shomen and Rimanage technique, keeping a strong zanshin towards Uke. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migiai Hami Kamae, Shite and Uke shuffle in and perform Seizo Ho. Shite performs the same movement as Katate Mochi Sokumen Rimanage Echi. The left hand circles behind while the left knee moves forward. The right hand slides up the chest. The right knee moves forward while cutting down with the technique. As Shite moves with Uke's pull, he comes up on his toes. The right knee moves forward, then the left knee moves forward, both hands palm up. As the left knee moves forward, the left hand circles behind Uke while the right hand cuts up Uke's chest. The right knee moves diagonally behind Uke while the arms cut down and throw with the Shomei Ryunage technique. In this technique, Uke's balance is broken and Uke is thrown to the rear with the Shomei Ryunage technique using a pivoting and shifting movement when Uke grasps Shite's hand and pushes. From Hidari Gyaku Hami Kamae, Uke grasps Shite's left hand with his right and pushes. Shite pivots like Tai no Henko ni, moves forward, circling the hands up, cross steps behind Uke and throws with the Shomei Ryunage technique. Moving with Uke's push, Shite pivots like in Tai no Henko ni while both hands circle up in front of the body with both hands palm up. The left hand is at chest height while the right hand is in front of the stomach. The front foot moves forward while the left hand circles up, just like in the Ichi technique, while the right hand circles across Uke's chest. At the end of the arc, Shite grabs Uke's hand with the bottom 3 fingers of the left hand. Cross-stepping diagonally forward with the back foot, Shite cuts down both arms and throws Uke with the Shomei Ryunage technique. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migiya Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Shite grabs as in the standing technique and pushes. Shite pivots with Uke's push, moves to the side while the hands circle up, steps behind Uke and throws with the Shomei Ryunage technique. Moving with Uke's push, Shite pivots while coming up on the toes while the hands circle in front of the body. The left knee moves behind Uke where both hands circle up, just as in the standing technique. Shite steps behind Uke with the right knee while cutting down and throwing with the Shomei Ryunage technique, keeping a strong zanshin towards Uke. In this technique, Shite breaks Uke's balance and throws Uke to the rear with the Shomei Ryunage technique when Uke grasps both Shite's hands and pulls. From Migiya Hami Kamae, Uke grabs both Shite's hands and pulls. Shite moves with Uke's pull, steps behind Uke, and cross steps diagonally to the rear and throws Uke to the mat. Moving with Uke's pull, Shite moves as in Katatemochi Shomei Ryunage, but the right hand moves inside of Uke's wrist while the left hand is palm up in front of Uke's chest. The left foot steps forward while the left hand circles up and behind Uke while the right hand slides across Uke's chest. Shite grabs Uke's hand with the bottom 3 fingers of the left hand as in the number 1 technique. Shite steps with the right foot diagonally to the rear and throws Uke to the mat. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migi Yahami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizo Ho. Uke grabs both shite wrists and pulls. Shite moves with Uke's pull. Steps to the side of Uke while circling the hands up. The right knee steps diagonally behind Uke and shite throws with the Shomen and Rimanage technique. As shite moves with Uke's pull, the hands circle as in a standing movement while shite comes up on his toes. The left knee moves to the side of Uke while the hands circle up, just as in a standing technique. The right knee steps diagonally behind Uke and shite throws with the Shomen and Rimanage technique. In this technique, Uke's balance is broken, and shite throws Uke to the rear with the Shomen and Rimanage technique, using a pivoting and shifting movement. Uke grasps both shite's wrists and pushes. From Hidari Gaku Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke grabs both shite's wrists and pushes. Shite pivots, moves forward while circling the hands up, steps diagonally behind Uke and throws with the Shomen and Rimanage technique. Shite pivots as in Katate Mochi Shomen Rimanage, but the right hand stays inside to control Uke. The left hand is palm up in front of the chest. Moving forward, from the front foot, the hands circle up. The left hand circles behind Uke and grabs Uke's hands with the bottom three fingers while the right hand slides up across Uke's chest. Shite cross steps forward diagonally to the rear and throws Uke with the Shomen and Rimanage technique. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migi Yahami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizo Ho. Uke grasps both shite's wrists and pushes. Shite pivots with Uke's push, moves to the side while circling the hands up. The right knee steps diagonally to the rear and throws Uke to the mat. Uke grasps as in the standing technique. As Uke pushes, shite pivots and comes up on his toes. The left knee moves forward while the hands circle up as in the standing technique. The right knee cross steps forward diagonally to the rear and the arms cut down using the power of the arms and hips and throws Uke to the mat with the Shomen Rimanage technique. In the Hijishime technique, Shite controls Uke by extending Uke's arm, placing it against his chest, and traps Uke's arm under his arm. Then, using a pivoting motion with his hips and body, applies pressure against the natural movement of Uke's elbow. Hijishime is one of the few techniques in the basic curriculum which twists Uke's joint against the natural movement of the joint. In this technique, Uke is controlled using the Hijishime technique when Shite initiates the attack by striking to Uke's head with a front strike. From Mige Hami Kamae, shuffle in, and Shite initiates the attack by striking with a front strike. Moves forwards and cuts Uke's arm down. Cross steps through and traps Uke's arm. Pivots and controls Uke with the Hijishime. From Mige Hami Kamae, shuffle in and strike just like Shomenuchi Ikkajo Osaichi. Moving forward diagonally, cut Uke's arm down to chest height. Cross step through and grab the arm. As Shite cross steps through, the left arm slides over the elbow and puts Uke's arm against the chest. The right hand crosses over and traps Uke's arm between both arms. Grab the dogi with the right hand. Pivoting from the back leg, shift with the hips and drop Uke, controlling the elbow. It's important to shift using the power of the hips and arms, and Shite's arms should be relaxed. The weight should be forward and the front foot should turn with the shifting motion, so the foot faces outwards. Uke should put their outside knee down on the mat and move with the shift. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. From Mige Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Shite initiates the strike, moves forward, cuts Uke's arm down, the left knee cross steps in, pivoting on the left knee, apply Hijishime. As Shite initiates the strike, he comes up on his toes, moves forward from the right knee, and the left knee follows, cuts Uke's arm down to chest height. As the left knee cross steps forward, the hand slides over the arm and grabs in the Hijishime position like in a standing technique. And keeping the weight on the left knee, pivots and applies the Hijishime. Uke should perform this position. In this technique, Uke is controlled with the Hijishime technique, using a pivoting motion when Uke strikes at Shite's head with a front strike. From Hidari Gaku Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke strikes and Shite blocks. Pivoting to the rear, cut Uke's arm down and grabbing Hijishime, do a reverse pivot and shift, controlling Uke with the Hijishime technique. As Uke strikes, Shite blocks with the left hand at the elbow and the right hand at the wrist. Keeping the weight on the front leg, pivot to the rear and grabbing the Hijishime position. The right hand guides down and the left hand slides over and grabs Uke's wrist, and the right hand crosses over and grabs the dogi. Shite's elbow should be on top of Uke's elbow, and when it pivots, the weight stays on the left foot and the use of power of the hips and the body. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. From Migiai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizaho. Uke strikes and Shite blocks. Shite pivots to the rear while cutting Uke's arm down the same way as the standing technique, keeps the weight on the left knee, pivots, and applies the Hijishime. As Shite blocks Uke's strike, he comes up on his toes, keeps the weight on the left knee, and cuts down, pivoting, controlling Uke's arm as in the standing technique. Shite keeps the weight on the left knee as he pivots while circling Uke's arm down to break Uke's balance, grabs his dogi. The weight should be strongly on the left knee. Pivoting on the left knee, control Uke with the Hijishime. In this technique, Uke is controlled using the Hijishime technique when Uke attacks with a side strike. From Miyai Hami Kamae, shuffle in, and Uke strikes with a side strike. Shite pivots and blocks, crosses the arm over, moves forward and cuts Uke's arm down. Cross steps through and grabs Uke's arm in the Hijishime position, pivots, and applies the Hijishime. As Shite blocks, the left hand is at shoulder height while applying a temi with the right hand. Crosses the hand over, shuffles forward, and cuts Uke's arm down. Cross steps through with the back leg in a big motion while grabbing Uke's arm in the Hijishime position, keeping the weight on the left leg, pivot, and apply the Hijishime. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizaho. Uke strikes and Shite moves to the side and blocks. Crosses the hand over, moves forward and cuts the arm down, moves forward again to control the arm, and pivots and applies the Hijishime. As Shite blocks and applies the Atemi, he comes up on his toes. Crosses the hand over, moving forward from the right knee, cuts Uke's arm down. The left knee crosses in while grabbing Uke's arm in the Hijishime position. Keeping the weight on the left knee, the right hip pivots around and applies the Hijishime. In this technique, Uke is controlled with the Hijishime technique, using a pivoting motion when Uke strikes with a side strike. From Hidari Kami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke strikes, and Shite moves to the side and blocks with the left hand at shoulder height while applying an Atemi. Crosses the hand over, pivots to the rear while circling Uke's arm down to break its balance, applies the Hijishime. Shite blocks with the hand at shoulder height while applying an Atemi, crosses the hand over, pivots, circling Uke's arm around to break his balance. Shite should keep the weight on the left leg, and just hold Uke's arm lightly, using the power of the hips and body, not the arms, to apply the Hijishime. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migai Hami Kamae, shuffle in, perform Seiza. Uke strikes and Shite moves to the side and blocks. Crosses a hand over, pivots to the rear while circling Uke's arm down and applies the Hijishime. Shite moves diagonally to the side to block the strike. He comes up on his toes while applying an Atemi with the left hand at shoulder height. Crosses the right hand over, pivoting on the left knee to the rear, circles Uke's arm down, and grabs into the Hijishime position. Keeping the weight on the left knee, the right knee and the right hip pivot around to control Uke and Hijishime. In this technique, Uke is controlled using the Hijishime technique when Uke grasps Shite's hand and pulls. From Migai Hami Kamae, shuffle in, and Uke grabs Shite's left hand with his right and pulls. Shite moves to the side while applying a Atemi, raises the hand, moves forward and cuts down. Cross steps in and grabs Uke's arm in the Hijishime position, pivots and applies the Hijishime. Moving with Uke's pull, Shite moves to the side and applies an Atemi while the hand moves out. Moving forward from the right foot, the left hand cuts up, just like in Katate Mochi Ikkajo's height. Moving forward again, cut Uke's arm down to chest height. Cross-stepping through with the left leg while breaking the grip and grabbing Uke's wrist with the left hand. The hand slides over the elbow, puts Shite's elbow on top of Uke's elbow and grabs Uke's wrist with the left hand. The right hand stays in contact with Uke's hand. Keeping the weight on the left leg, Shite pivots the right leg and the right hip around, controlling Uke with the Hijishime. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. Migai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seiza. Uke grabs Shite's left hand with his right and pulls. Shite moves with his pull and punches. Moves forward, raising the hand. Moves forward again, cutting Uke's arm down. Moves the left knee across, stepping forward to grab Uke's elbow. Pivots and applies the Hijishime. As Shite moves with Uke's pull, he comes up on his toes while applying an Atemi. Moving forward from the right knee, the hand comes up as in the standing technique. The right knee moves forward again while cutting down. The left knee cross steps in while the hands move into the same Hijishime position as the standing technique. Keeping the weight on the left knee, Shite pivots and applies the Hijishime. In this technique, Uke is controlled with the Hijishime technique, using a pivoting motion when Uke grabs Shite's hand and pushes. From Hidari Gaku Hami Kamae, Uke grabs Shite's hand and pushes. Shite moves to the side while applying an Atemi. Reverse pivots 45 degrees, pivots again to the rear. Reverse pivots and applies the Hijishime. Moving with Uke's push, Shite moves to the side and applies an Atemi. Keeping the weight on the left foot, Shite pivots 45 degrees while raising the left hand. Keeping the weight on the left leg, Shite pivots 180 degrees to the rear and grabs Uke's elbow in Hijishime position. The left hand circles down, cutting down, controlling Uke's elbow and shoulder, and releases and ends up elbow to elbow, grabbing Uke's wrist. Keeping the weight on the left foot, Shite pivots and applies the Hijishime. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. From Migie Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizo Hold. Uke grasps stays left wrist with his right and pushes. Stay moves to the side while applying an atemi. Pivots while raising the hand. Pivots again, cuts down and controls Uke's arm. Keeping the weight on the left knee, pivots and applies a Hijishime. As Shite moves to the side with Uke's push, he comes up on his toes while applying an atemi. The left hand circles down. Keeping the weight on the left knee, the left hand circles up. And keeping the weight on the left knee, cutting down while pivoting again and grabbing in the Hijishime position. And keeping the weight on the left knee, the right knee and the right hip move forward and apply the Hijishime. In this technique, Uke is controlled using the Hijishime technique when Uke grasps Shite's shoulder and pulls. From Migie Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke grasps Shite's shoulder with his right hand with the palm down and pulls. Shite moves with Uke's pull and applies an atemi. Grabs his shoulder, moves forward while raising the left hand. Moves forward again while cutting Uke's arm down to chest height, cross steps through and grabs into Hijishime position and pivots and applies the Hijishime. Moving with Uke's pull, Shite applies an atemi with the right hand. Shite grabs Uke's right hand and keeps in contact with his shoulder while moving forward from the right foot while sliding the left hand up Uke's elbow. Moving forward again from the right foot, cut Uke's arm down to chest height to break his balance. The left leg cross steps forward while grabbing Uke's arm in the Hijishime position, keeping the weight on the left leg. The left hand slides over the elbow and ends up elbow to elbow, grabbing Uke's wrist. The right hand stays in contact with Uke's hand, keeping the weight on the left knee, pivot and apply the Hijishime. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. From Migie Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seiza. Uke grabs as in the standing technique and Shite moves while applying an atemi. Shite moves forward while cutting up the arm as in the standing technique. The right knee moves forward again while cutting down. The left knee moves in to grab it in the Hijishime position, pivot and apply the Hijishime. Moving with Uke's pull, Shite comes up on his toes while applying an atemi. Shite grabs Uke's right hand as in the standing technique and from the right knee moving forward, cuts up as in the standing technique. The right knee moves forward again while cutting down, controlling Uke's elbow and shoulder. The left knee cross steps in while grabbing in the same position as the standing technique for the Hijishime, keeping the weight on the left knee, pivots and applies the Hijishime. In this technique, Uke is controlled with the Hijishime technique using a pivoting motion when Uke grasps Shite's shoulder and pushes. From Hidari Gekko Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke grabs as in the number 1 technique but pushes. Shite moves to the side while applying an atemi. Pivots while raising the arm to face Uke. Keeping the weight on the left foot, pivots 180 degrees to the rear while grabbing the Hijishime position, pivots and applies the Hijishime. Moving with Uke's push, Shite moves to the side while applying an atemi with the right hand. The left hand circles out to keep his balance. Shite grabs Uke's right hand with his right and keeps it in contact with his shoulder, pivots 45 degrees to the rear to face Uke while the left hand slides up Uke's elbow. Keeping the weight on the left foot, Shite pivots 180 degrees to the rear while circling Uke's arm down, breaking his balance, and then grabs in the Hijishime position. Reverse pivots once more to control Uke with the Hijishime. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Mige Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizaho. Uke grabs as in the standing technique and pushes. Shite moves to the side while applying an atemi. Pivots on the left knee to face Uke while cutting up the left hand. Pivots again to the rear. Reverse pivots and applies a Hijishime. Moving with Uke's push, Shite moves to the side while coming up on his toes while applying an atemi. Shite grabs Uke's hand and controls it with his shoulder, keeps the weight on the left knee, pivoting 45 degrees to face Uke while the left hand slides up Uke's elbow. Keeping the weight on the left knee, Shite pivots 180 degrees to the rear while grabbing the arm in the Hijishime position. Keeping the weight on the left knee, the right knee and right hip move forward while applying the Hijishime. In this technique, Uke is controlled using the Hijishime technique when Uke grabs Shite's chest and pulls. From Mige Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke grabs Shite's chest with his right hand and pulls. Shite moves with the pull and applies an atemi. Keeps the hand in contact with the chest, moves forward while cutting up the arm, moves forward again, cutting down. Cross steps through and grabs in the Hijishime position, pivots and applies a Hijishime. Moving with Uke's pull, Shite pivots on the front foot while applying an atemi. Grabs Uke's right hand, keeping it in contact with his chest, move forward from the right foot while the left hand slides up the elbow. Move forward again from the right foot while cutting Uke's arm down to chest height to break Uke's balance. The left hand slides up. And cuts down, breaking Uke's balance. Cross-stepping forward from the back foot, the left hand slides across Uke's arm and grabs in the Hijishime position, grabbing Uke's wrist, keeping the weight strongly on the left foot. Shite ends up with Uke's elbow under his elbow. Keeping the weight strongly on the left leg, Shite pivots the right leg and right hip around and controls Uke with the Hijishime. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Mige Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizaho. Uke grasps in the standing technique and pulls. Shite moves to the side while applying an atemi. Grabs a hand, moves forward while cutting up the arm. The right knee moves forward again while cutting down. The left knee cross steps in while grabbing in the Hijishime position. Pivot, apply the Hijishime. Moving with Uke's pull, Shite comes up on his toes while applying the atemi with the right hand. The left hand circles down to help Shite keep his balance. Shite grabs Uke's hand, keeps it in contact with his chest. The right knee moves forward while the left hand slides up the elbow as in the standing technique. The right knee moves forward again while Shite cuts down with the left hand to break Uke's balance. The left knee moves forward while the hand moves across Uke's arm just as in the standing technique. Shite keeps the weight strongly on his left knee, pivots the right knee and right hip around while applying the Hijishime. In this technique, Uke is controlled with the Hijishime technique using a pivoting motion when Uke grabs stage chest and pushes. From Hidari Kami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke grabs this in the standing technique and pushes. Shite moves to the side and applies an Atemi. Pivots 45 degrees to face Uke while the left hand cuts up. Pivot again, grabbing in the Hijishime position. Reverse pivot and apply the Hijishime. Moving with Uke's push, Shite moves to the side while applying an Atemi with the right hand. The left hand circles down. Shite grabs Uke's right hand and keeps it in contact with his chest while pivoting on the left leg 45 degrees to face Uke while the left hand cuts up as in the Ikkajo technique. Pivoting on the left foot, keep the weight strongly on the left foot, pivot again, and grab in the Hijishime position. The left hand circles down and slides over Uke's arm and grabs Uke's wrist, elbow to elbow contact. Keeping the weight on the left foot, the right hip and the right leg pivot around and apply the Hijishime. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. From Mige Hamikamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Uke grasps is in a standing technique and pushes. They move to the side while applying an Atemi. Pivots to face Uke. Pivots on the left knee again while circling the arm down. The right knee moves forward and pivots and apply the Hijishime. Moving with Uke's push, Shite comes up on his toes while moving to the side and applying an Atemi. Grabbing Uke's right hand to keep it in contact with the chest, pivots on the left knee to face Uke while the left hand circles up as in the standing technique. Keeping the weight on the left knee, Shite pivots 180 degrees to the rear while the hand circles over as in the standing technique and grabs in the Hijishime position. Keeping the weight on the left knee, the right knee and right hip move forward and apply the Hijishime. In this technique, Uke is controlled using the Hijishime technique when Uke grasps both Shite's wrists from behind and pulls. From Mige Hamikamae, shuffle in and perform the Hojo Dosa movement. Uke circles behind Shite and grabs both wrists and pulls. Shite shifts with Uke's pull, raises a hand, changes the legs and cuts down. Cross steps forward and grabs in the Hijishime position, pivots and applies the Hijishime. Moving with Uke's pull, Shite pivots on the front foot and drops his weight. The hands circle up. Then the arms circle up, lifting Uke up on his toes. The left foot moves forward, the right foot moves back while cutting down. The right hand grabs the elbow. Cross step through with the right foot as the right hand circles over and grabs Uke's wrist in the Hijishime position. Shite circles Uke's arm down to break his balance while grabbing in this position. The left hand comes off and grabs Uke's wrist. Keeping the weight on the right foot, Shite pivots the left hip and left leg to control Uke with the Hijishime pin. In this technique, Uke is controlled with the Hijishime technique using a pivoting motion when Uke grasps both Shite's wrists from behind and pushes. From Miga Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform the Hojo Dosa movement. Uke circles behind, grabs stage wrist and pushes. Shite moves forward, circles the arm up, pivots the left leg around to face Uke, pivots again, grabbing in the Hijishime position, and she pivots again and applies the Hijishime. Moving with Uke's push, they moves forward from the right foot while circling the hands up. Both hands circle up to raise Uke up onto his toes. The left foot pivots around over 180 degrees to face Uke while the right hand grabs Uke's elbow. Keeping the weight on the right foot, Shite pivots around to the rear while the hands cut down as in the Ikkajo technique. As Shite pivots, the right hand moves to Uke's wrist while the left hand releases and crosses over and grabs Shite's dogi. Keeping the weight on the right leg, the left leg and the left hip reverse pivot and apply the Hijishime. In the Hijate Kokinage technique, Shite throws Uke by extending Uke's elbow and arm and placing his elbow under Uke's elbow. Using the power of the body and the hips, moves forward to apply pressure against the natural movement of Uke's elbow. In this technique, Uke is thrown with the Hijate Kokinage technique when Shite initiates by attacking the Uke's head with a front strike. From Migai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and Shite initiates the attack by striking. Uke blocks, Shite moves to the side, crosses forward diagonally, and throws Uke with the Hijate Kokinage technique. Shite strikes as in Shomenuchi Ikkajo Zaichi, moves to the side and moves to the Hijate Kokinage position. The right hand cuts down while the left hand circles elbow to elbow and then extended with the palm up, the right hand controlling Uke's wrist. This is the correct hand position for the Hijate Kokinage technique. Moving diagonally forward with the left leg, Shite's left hand turns palm down and hits Uke's elbow, using the power of the body to throw Uke with the Hijate Kokinage technique. Ending up in a strong Zanshin position concentrated on Uke. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. From Migai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seiza Ho. Shite initiates the strike, Uke blocks, moves to the side, the left knee moves forward and throws with the Hijate Kokinage technique. As Shite initiates the attack, he comes up on his toes and Uke blocks. The right knee moves diagonally forward while controlling the hand the same as in the standing technique. The left knee moves diagonally forward and throws Uke with the Hijate Kokinage technique. In this technique, Uke is thrown with the Hijate Kokinage technique using a pivoting motion when Uke strikes with a front strike. From Hidari Gyaku Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke strikes and Shite blocks. Shite pivots 180 degrees to the rear while the hands move in the Hijate position, shuffle forward and throw Uke with Hijate Kokinage. Shite blocks Uke's strike with the left hand at the elbow and the right hand at the wrist. Keeping the weight on the left foot, Shite pivots 100 degrees to the rear while the right hand circles Uke's wrist down and the left hand moves under Uke's elbow to end up in an elbow-to-elbow position with the palm up. Shite shuffles forward from the front foot while the left hand turns over, extending Uke's elbow and throwing Uke with the Hijate Kokinage technique. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. From Migai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seiza Ho. Uke strikes, Shite blocks. Shite pivots around, and the left knee moves forward while applying the Hijate Kokinage technique. As Shite blocks Uke's strike, he comes up on his toes with the left hand at the elbow and the right hand at the wrist. Keeping the weight on the left knee, Shite pivots while the arm cuts down as in the standing technique. The left knee moves forward and the left hand turns over while throwing Uke with the Hijate Kokinage, keeping a strong concentration towards Uke. In this technique, Uke is thrown with the Hijate Kokinage technique when Uke strikes with a side strike. From Migai Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke strikes and Shite blocks. The hand crosses over, cuts Uke's arm down while moving forward, cross steps through and throws Uke with the Hijate Kokinage technique. As Uke strikes, Shite moves to the side and blocks with the left hand at shoulder height, the right hand applying an atemi. The hand crosses down and moves into the Hijate Kokinage position. The right hand controls the wrist while the left hand slides into an elbow-to-elbow position with the palm up. Cross-stepping forward with the left leg, the left hand turns over and throws Uke with the Hijate Kokinage technique, ending in a strong, concentrated zanshin position. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. From Migai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seiza. Uke strikes and Shite blocks. Moving the right knee to the side, the hands move just as in the standing technique. The left knee moves forward and throws Uke with the Hijate Kokinage. Raising the hands in time with Uke, Shite moves to the side and blocks with the left hand at shoulder height while applying an atemi with the right hand. The right hand crosses over and the right knee moves forward while controlling Uke's arm as in the standing technique. The left knee moves forward while controlling Uke's with the left elbow and throws with the Hijate Kokinage technique. In this technique, uke is thrown with the Hijiate Kokinage technique using a pivoting motion when uke strikes with a side strike. From Hidari Gekko Hami Kamae, shuffle in, uke strikes, and shite moves to the side and blocks. Right hand crosses over, shite pivots on the left foot 180 degrees to the rear, shuffles forward and throws with the Hijiate Kokinage technique. Moving to the side, block with the left hand at shoulder height while applying an atemi with the right hand. Keeping the weight on the left foot, pivot around while the hands move into the position and for the Hijiate Kokinage. Shuffling forward from the front foot, the left hand turns over, hitting uke's elbow, and applies the Hijiate Kokinage technique. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. From Migi Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizo Ho. Uke strikes, shite moves to the side and blocks. Pivot on left knee 180 degrees to the rear, the hands move as in the standing technique, the left knee moves forward and throws with the Hijiate Kokinage technique. As uke strikes, shite moves to the side and comes up on his toes while applying an atemi. The left hand is at shoulder height. The right hand crosses over, shite keeps the weight on the left knee, pivots like in the standing technique, and ends up in Hijiate Kokinage position. The left knee moves forward, the left hand turns over while throwing with the Hijiate Kokinage technique, keeping a strong zanshin towards uke. In this technique, uke is thrown with the Hijiate Kokinage technique when uke attacks with a front punch. From Migi Hami Kamae, uke crossed his back, shite shuffles in, uke punches, shite moves into the Hijiate position, shuffles forward, and applies the Hijiate Kokinage technique. As uke gets ready for the punch, shite shuffles in to make the distance. As uke punches, the right foot pivots around to the rear, while the right hand controls uke's fist, the left hand moves under uke's elbow. Shuffling forward from the left foot, shite throws uke in a diagonal direction. The left hand turns over while keeping a strong zanshin. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. From Migi Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizo Ho. As uke punches, shite pivots on the left knee while the hands move in the same as the standing technique. The left knee moves forward and throw with the Hijiate Kokinage. As uke punches, shite pivots on the left knee and the right knee moves around behind as the hands move as in the standing technique. The left knee moves forward while applying the Hijiate Kokinage technique, finishing with a strong zanshin or concentration towards uke. In this technique, uke is thrown with the Hijiate Kokinage technique using a pivoting motion when uke attacks with a front punch. From Hidari Gakami Kamae, Uke gets ready to punch, Shite moves in. Uke punches, Shite pivots, shuffles forward, and throws with the Hijate Kokinage technique. As Uke gets ready to punch, Shite shuffles in to make the distance. When Uke punches, Shite pivots on the front leg. The right leg moves around 180 degrees while the left hand controls Uke's arm at the elbow. The left elbow circles under and aims with the palm up. The right hand controls Uke's wrist. Shuffling forward from the left foot, throw Uke straight forward and finish with a strong zanshin. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. From Migya Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizo Ho. Uke punches, Shite pivots and controls the arm. The left knee moves forward and throws with the Hijate Kokinage technique. As Uke punches, Shite pivots and controls the arm while coming up on his toes. The arms move as in the standing technique. The left knee moves forward as the left hand turns over, applying pressure against Uke's elbow and throwing with the Hijate Kokinage technique. In this technique, Uke is thrown with the Hijate Kokinage technique when Uke grabs Shite's hand and pulls. From Migai Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke grabs Shite's left hand with his right and pulls. Shite moves to the side, breaking Uke's grip, cross steps forward and throws Uke with the Hijate Kokinage technique. Moving with Uke's pull, Shite moves diagonally forward to the right. The left hand breaks Uke's grip, ending up with the left elbow under Uke's elbow, and the right hand grabs Uke's hand. The left hand should be extended with the palm up. Shite should try to grab with the bottom 3 fingers of the right hand. Cross step through with the back leg. The left hand turns over and throws Uke with the Hijate Kokinage technique, finishing with a strong zanshin. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. From Migya Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizo Ho. Uke grabs Shite's left hand with his right and pulls. Shite moves with Uke's pull to the side, then the left knee cross steps forward while applying the Hijate Kokinage technique. Moving with Uke's pull, Shite moves to the side while coming up on the toes. The left hand breaks, the right hand grabs as in the standing technique. Then the left knee moves diagonally forward while the left hand turns over, applying pressure against Uke's elbow and throws with the Hijate Kokinage technique. In this technique, Uke is thrown with the Hijate Kokinage technique using a pivoting motion while Uke grabs Shite's hand and pushes. From Hidari Gakko Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke grabs Shite's left hand with his right and pushes. Shite pivots, shuffles forward and throws Uke with the Hijate Kokinage technique. As Uke pushes, Shite pivots 180 degrees to the rear on the left foot, while the left hand breaks Uke's grip and ends up elbow to elbow. The left hand circles to break the grip. The left elbow comes in contact with Uke's elbow, then the left hand extends with the palm up. The right hand controls Uke's wrist. Shuffling forward from the front foot, the left hand turns over and applies a Hijate Kokinage technique. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. From Migyai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizo Ho. Uke grasps his left hand with his right and pushes. Shite pivots, shuffles forward and throws Uke with the Hijate Kokinage. Moving with Uke's push, Shite pivots and comes up on his toes while the hands move in the same motion as his standing technique. Moving forward from the left knee, the left hand turns over, applying a pressure against Uke's elbow and throws and finishes with a strong zanshin. In this technique, Uke is thrown with the Hijate Kokinage technique when Uke grasps both Shite's hands and pulls. From Migyai Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke grasps both Shite's hands and pulls. Shite moves to the side while breaking Uke's grip, cross steps forward and throws with the Hijate Kokinage technique. Moving with Uke's pull, Shite moves diagonally forward to the right while the hands move in the same position as Katate Mochi. The left hand breaks off, the right hand controls Uke's wrist while the left arm ends up extended elbow to elbow with the palm up. Cross-stepping diagonally forward with the left foot, the left hand turns over and throws Uke with the Hijate Kokinage technique. Shite finishes with a strong zanshin or concentration towards Uke. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. From Migyai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizo Ho. Shite offers both hands, Uke grasps and pulls. Shite moves to the side, or releasing Uke's grip, the left knee cross steps diagonally forward and throws. Moving with Uke's pull, Shite breaks Uke's grip and comes up on his toes while moving diagonally forward to the side. The hands move the same as the standing technique. The left knee moves diagonally forward while the left hand turns over and applies pressure against Uke's elbow and throws with the Hijate Kokinage technique. In this technique, Uke is thrown with the Hijate Kokinage technique using a pivoting motion when Uke grasps both Shite's wrists and pushes. From Hidari Gyaku Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke grasps both Shite's wrists and pushes. Shite pivots while breaking Uke's grip, shuffles forward and throws with the Hijate Kokinage technique. Moving with Uke's push, Shite keeps weight strong on the left leg while the right foot pivots 180 degrees to the rear, while the hands circle to break Uke's grip. The left hand breaks Uke's grip, the right hand grabs Uke's wrist while the left hand ends up elbow to elbow with palm up. Moving forward from the left foot, using the power of the hips, the left hand turns over and throws Uke with the Hijate Kokinage technique. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. From Migai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seiza Ho. Stay offers both hands at chest height, uke grasps and pushes. Stay pivots, shuffles forward and applies the Hijaku Kokinage technique. Moving with Uke's push, stay pivots and comes up on his toes while breaking Uke's grip as in the standing technique. The left knee moves forward and the left hand turns over while applying the Hijaku Kokinage. In this technique, uke is thrown with the Hijaku Kokinage technique when uke grasps both shite's wrist from behind and pulls. From Migai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform the Hojo Dosa movement. Uke moves behind, grabs both shite's wrist and pulls. Stay shifts with the pull, raises the hands, cross steps back, shifts, cross steps through and throws with the Hijaku Kokinage technique. Moving with uke's pull, stay shifts how the hands circle up. Raise both hands in a circular motion, bringing uke up on his toes. The left foot moves forward, the right foot moves back and shifts. As shite moves the legs, the hands cut down. The right hand circles down, the left hand ends up under uke's elbow in contact with uke's elbow. Cross-stepping diagonally forward with the back leg, the left hand turns over, applying a pressure on uke's elbow and throws with the Hijaku Kokinage technique. In this technique, uke is thrown with the Hijaku Kokinage technique using a pivoting motion when uke grasps both shite's wrist from behind and pushes. From Migai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform the Hojo Dosa movement. Uke moves behind, grabs both shite's wrist and pushes. Shite moves forward with uke's pull, raises the hands. The left foot pivots forward, the right foot pivots back again. Shuffle forward and apply the Hijaku Kokinage technique. Moving with uke's push, shite moves forward from the right foot while the hands circle up. Then both hands circle up, bringing uke up onto his toes. The left foot pivots in front of the front foot pivots back. Left foot moves over 180 degrees. Then the right foot pivots around back to face squarely forward. The right hand circles down to control uke, while as the right foot pivots, the left hand moves under uke's elbow, elbow to elbow position with the palm up. This movement should be all done in one smooth, continuous movement. Moving forward from the front foot, the left hand turns over and applies the Hijaku Kokinage technique, finishing with a strong zanshin or concentration towards uke. In the kotegaishi technique, Shite breaks Uke's balance and throws Uke by twisting Uke's wrist outwards. In the basic kotegaishi form, Uke's balance is broken, his arm is extended, and his wrist is turned outwards, and Shite finishes the technique by pinning Uke to the mat. In this technique, Uke is thrown and pinned with the kotegaishi technique when Shite initiates by striking at Uke's head with her front strike. For Migai Hami Kamae shuffle in, Shite strikes. Shite cross steps back with the right foot, shifts, comes back and applies an Ukemi, cross steps forward and throws with the kotegaishi. Grabs Uke's arm, turns Uke to a prone position, and pins Uke to the mat. Shite strikes as in Shomunuchi Ikkajo Saichi. The right foot cross steps back as the hands cut down. As Shite shifts, this position is the same as Hirikine Yosei Ni. The right hand controls Uke's wrist, the left hand is on Uke's elbow. As Shite shifts his hips and shifts his weight, the left hand slides down to the wrist and ends up in a position like Hirikine Yosei Ni. The left hand slides down and grabs with the baby finger at the base of Uke's wrist and grabbing with the other three fingers. Pushing from the right foot, the Shite shifts his weight and turns Uke's hand outwards. The right foot is pulled so Uke's hips are straight. The right hand applies an Atemi to Uke's face. The left hand turns Uke's wrist outwards in a small circular motion using the base of the thumb. The thumb is relaxed and Uke is controlled by grabbing strongly with the bottom three fingers of the left hand. This is the correct hand position for kotegaishi. The right hand is placed on top and the right foot crossed as forward and throws Uke. The right hand is placed in the same direction as Shite's left thumb. Uke should land in the same line as the same direction as Shite is facing. Shite grabs Uke's elbow with the right hand, turns Uke over. Shite should grab on the inside of Uke's elbow. The left foot moves around, keeping the weight on the right foot. The right hand is turned, so press down on the elbow and control Uke's shoulder. The hips drop and are pinned. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. For Migai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizo Ho. Shite initiates by striking Uke's head, Uke blocks. Shite pivots back, moves forward and applies an Atemi. The right knee moves forward while turning Uke's wrist. Grab Uke's elbow, move forward and turn Uke on his stomach, and pin Uke to the mat. As Shite initiates the strike, he comes up on his toes and Uke blocks. The left hand is at the elbow, the right hand is at Uke's wrist. The right knee moves back and shifts while the left hand grabs in the kotegaishi position. The hands circle down as in the standing technique. The left knee moves forward while applying an Atemi as in the standing technique. Shite's weight should be on the left knee. The right hand should be in front of Shite's body. right hand moves on top of Uke's wrist, the right knee moves forward, and Shite turns Uke's wrist to apply the kotegaeshi. Again, Uke should end up in the same line as Shite's body. The right hand grabs on the inside of Uke's elbow. The left knee moves forward, turning Uke over onto his stomach in a prone position. The right hand grabs Uke's wrist like in the Yonkajo Osai. The left hand moves around and controls Uke's shoulder with a pin. In this technique, Uke is thrown and pinned with the kotegaeshi technique using the pivoting motion when Uke strikes with a front strike. From Hidari Gekko Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke strikes and Shite blocks. Shite pivots 180 degrees to the rear and shifts. Pivots again, pivots and throws Uke, grabs Uke's arm, turns Uke to a prone position, and applies a pin. Shite blocks as in Shihonage Ikkajo Sai Ni, pivots around while the hands cut down. The right foot pivots 180 degrees to the rear while the hands circle down. The left hand ends up at the elbow. When Shite shifts, her left hand slides down to Uke's wrist. This is the same position as Hiriki no Yosei Ni. Keeping the weight on the right foot, Shite will pivot again while applying an atemi with the right hand. Pivots once more and throws Uke to the mat. Turns Uke to a prone position and controls the elbow and shoulder and pins Uke to the mat. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. From Migai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizo Ho. Uke strikes and Shite blocks. Shite pivots, breaking Uke's balance. Pivots again while applying an atemi. Pivots to throw Uke. Grabs Uke's arm. Moves Uke to a prone position. And finishes by controlling Uke's shoulder. As Shite blocks Uke's strike, he comes up on his toes. Pivoting on the left knee, Shite pivots to the rear and shifts, breaking Uke's balance. The hands move as the same position as the standing technique. Pivoting on the right knee, Shite applies an atemi while turning Uke's wrist outwards. Pivoting again on the right knee, Shite throws Uke to the mat. With the right hand grabs Uke on the inside of the elbow. The left knee moves forward, turning Uke over onto his stomach. And grabbing like in the Yonkajo Osai, pins Uke's shoulder. In this technique, Uke is thrown and pinned with the kotegaeshi technique when Uke strikes with a side strike. But Migai Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke strikes and Shite blocks. The right hand crosses over, the right foot cross steps back, shifts, turns back towards Uke and applies an atemi. The right foot cross steps through and throws with kotegaeshi. turn Uke over to a prone position, and pin. Raising the hands at the same time as Uke, Shite blocks Uke's strike with the left hand at shoulder height while applying an atemi. The right hand crosses over, the right foot moves back while the hands cut down. Shift. As the right hand controls Uke's wrist, the left hand moves to Uke's elbow as Shite steps back. Shifting motion, the left hand slides down to grab as in the number 1 technique. Moving forward, apply an atemi, turning Uke's wrist outwards. The right hand moves on top of Uke's wrist, cross step forward with the right foot, Shite throws Uke to the mat. With the right hand, grab Uke's arm on the inside of the elbow. Keeping the weight on the right leg, the left foot pivots around, taking Uke to a prone position. The right hand turns and pins the elbow and shoulder. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. From Migai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Uke strikes and Shite blocks. The right hand crosses over, Shite pivots back and shifts. The left knee moves forward while turning Uke's wrist over. The right knee moves forward and throws Uke. Moving Uke to a prone position, pin and control the shoulder. Moving the arms in unison with Uke's strike, Shite moves to the side and blocks while coming up on his toes with the left hand at shoulder height, with the right hand plying an atemi. The right hand crosses over. Controlling Uke's arm, Shite moves back with his right knee, pulls the left knee in and shifts. In this position, Shite should be square. Pivoting on the right knee, the left knee moves forward while turning the hands over and applying an atemi. The right hand is placed on top of Uke's hand. The right knee moves forward, followed by the left. Uke is thrown with the kotegaeshi. Shite grabs Uke's elbow on the inside with the right hand. The left knee moves forward while turning Uke to a prone position. And finish controlling the shoulder. In this technique, Uke is thrown and pinned with the kotegaeshi technique using a pivoting motion when Uke strikes with a side strike. From Hidari Gyaku Ame Kamae, shuffle in, Uke strikes and Shite blocks. The right hand crosses over, Shite pivots with the right leg 180 degrees and shifts. Pivot on the front foot again, apply an atemi. Pivot once more and throw Uke with kotegaeshi. Grab Uke's arm, the left knee moves forward, and pin Uke. As Uke strikes, Shite moves to the side and applies an atemi. The left hand should be at shoulder height. The right hand crosses over. Shite pivots on the left foot 180 degrees to the rear while controlling Uke's arm to break his balance. And Shite shifts his weight. Keeping the weight strongly on the right knee, Shite pivots 180 degrees while punching. Pivots 180 degrees once more, throwing Uke to the mat, twisting his wrist. Grabs Uke's elbow. The left foot pivots forward, keeping the weight on the right knee, taking Uke to a prone position. The hand turns and control the elbow and shoulder. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. For Miyahami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Uke strikes and Shite moves to the side and blocks. The right hand crosses over. Shite pivots to the rear while controlling Uke's arm and breaking his balance. Pivots again while applying an atemi. Pivots once more and throws Uke. Grabs the outside or inside of Uke's elbow, turns Uke over, and applies a pin. As Uke strikes, Shite moves to the side and blocks at shoulder height while coming up on the toes while applying an atemi with the right hand. The right hand crosses over. Circling down, breaking Uke's balance, Shite pivots to the rear and shifts. Pivoting on the right knee, Shite turns Uke's wrist over and applies an atemi with the right hand. The right hand moves down to Uke's hand, pivot on the right knee again, throw Uke with kotegaeshi. Grab on the inside of Uke's elbow with the right hand, the left knee moves forward, turning Uke over onto his stomach in a prone position. And finish with a pin to Uke's shoulder. In this technique, Uke is thrown and pinned with the kotegaeshi technique when Uke strikes with a front punch. From Migehami Kamae, Uke cross-steps back to punch, Shite shuffles in. As Uke punch, Shite just steps back, shifts, turns back as in a Shomanichi technique, cross-steps forward, throws, turns Uke over onto his stomach, and finishes with a pin. As Uke gets ready to punch, Shite shuffles in to make the correct distance. As Uke punches, the right foot pivots back 45 degrees, shifts. As Shite cross steps back, the left hand slides down Uke's arm, starting at the elbow, finishing at the wrist. This is the same position as Hiriki no Yosei ni. Moving forward, turn Uke's wrist over while applying an atemi. The right hand moves to Uke's wrist and the right foot cross steps forward, throwing Uke with kotegaeshi. Grab Uke's elbow, turn Uke over, and apply the pin using the power of the hips. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. For Miyahami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. As Uke punches, Shite moves back as in the standing technique and shifts. Turns back towards Uke while turning Uke's wrist out. Cross step forward with the right knee, throw Uke with kotegaeshi. Grab the armrest in the standing technique, turn Uke to a prone position, and finish with a pin. As Uke punches, Shite pivots to avoid the punch while the left hand controls Uke's punching hand. Shite comes up on his toes and shifts. Pushing from the right knee, the left knee moves forward while turning Uke's wrist out and applying an atemi. The right knee moves forward as Uke's wrist is turned more to throw him to the mat. The right hand grabs Uke's elbow on the inside. The left knee moves forward, turning Uke over to a prone position, and finish with a pin, controlling Uke's shoulder. In this technique, Uke is thrown and pinned with the kotegaeshi technique, using a pivoting motion when Uke strikes with a front punch. From Hidari Gaku Hami Kamae, Uke cross-steps back to punch, Shite shuffles in. Uke cross-steps forward to punches, Shite pivots, shifts, pivots on the front foot when applying a temi, pivots again, throws Uke, grabs Uke's arms, turns Uke to a prone position, and finishes with a pin. As Uke cross-steps back ready to punch, Shite shuffles in to make the correct distance. As Uke punches, Shite evades the punch and pivots 180 degrees to the rear while the left hand controls Uke's arm. Shite shifts his weight, controlling Uke's hand down. The left hand blocks Uke's punch at the elbow. As Shite shifts his weight, the left hand slides down, grabbing into the correct kotegaeshi position. Keeping the weight strongly on the right foot, pivot 180 degrees while applying an atemi. The right hand moves to Uke's hand, pivot once more, and throw Uke with kotegaeshi. Shite's right hand grabs on the inside of Uke's elbow. The left foot pivots around forward, taking Uke onto his stomach. The right hand turns and controls his elbow and shoulder with a pin. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Miya Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Uke punches, Shite evades a punch, pivots, and shifts. Pivots once more while applying an atemi and turn Uke's wrist over. Pivot again, throw Uke to the mat, grabs Uke's elbow, turns Uke over, and finishes with a pin. As Uke punches, Shite evades the punch and pivots while coming up on his toes while controlling Uke's right arm with his left hand. Shite shifts his weight to break Uke's balance while grabbing in the correct kotegaeshi position with the left hand. Pivoting on the right knee, pivot around and apply an atemi while turning Uke's wrist outwards. The right hand placed on top of Uke's wrist, pivot once more, throw Uke. Grab Uke's arm. The left knee moves forward, taking Uke to a prone position, and pin and control the shoulder. In this technique, Uke is thrown and pinned with the kotegaeshi technique when Uke grabs Shite's hand and pulls. From Mige Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke grabs Shite's left hand with his right and pulls. Shite moves to the side while breaking Uke's grip, moves forward while applying an atemi, moves forward again throwing Uke to the mat, moves Uke to a prone position, and finishes with a pin. Moving with Uke's pull, Shite breaks Uke's hands by moving the right hand sliding forward. The right hand slides off while the left hand breaks off and the right hand stays in contact with Uke's palm. The left hand moves on top to grab into kotegaeshi position, while the left foot moves forward and applies an atemi. Shite should also use the right hand to break the grip and to apply the atemi to control uke. The right hand moves forward, applies the atemi. The left hand turns uke's wrist outwards, and the right hand applies the atemi. Shite places the right hand on top of uke's hands, cross steps forward with the right foot, throws uke with kotegaeshi. Grabs on the inside of uke's elbow with the right hand. The left foot pivots forward, keeping the weight strongly on the right foot. Take uke to a prone position, turn the right hand, and pin and control the elbow and shoulder. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Miyai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizo Ho. Uke grasps Shite's left hand with his right and pulls. Shite moves to the side to break uke's pull. Moves forward, turning the wrist over. Moves forward again, throws uke with kotegaeshi. Turn uke to a prone position. And pin. Moving with uke's pull, Shite moves to the side while coming up on his toes, and the hands move in the same position as in the standing technique. The left knee moves forward while the left hand turns uke's wrist over and applies an atemi with the right. The right knee moves forward while turning uke's wrist over and throw with the kotegaeshi. Grab uke's arm. The left knee moves forward while turning uke over onto his stomach. Finish with a pin to control uke's shoulder. In this technique, uke is thrown and pinned with the kotegaeshi technique using a pivoting motion when uke grasps Shite's hand and pushes. From Hidari Gaku Hami Kamae, shuffle in, uke grasps Shite's left hand with his right and pushes. Shite pivots while breaking uke's grip, shifts, pivots while turning uke's wrist out, pivots and throws uke to the mat with kotegaeshi, moves uke to a prone position, and pins, controlling the elbow and shoulder. Moving with uke's push, Shite pivots 180 degrees to the rear while the right hand breaks uke's grip. As Shite pivots, the right hand breaks uke's grip and the left hand moves to uke's elbow. As Shite shifts, the left hand travels down uke's arm, finishing in the correct kotegaeshi position. Keeping the weight strongly on the right knee, Shite pivots while applying an atemi. Shite pivots again, turning uke's wrist more, throwing him to the mat with kotegaeshi. Shite grabs on the inside of uke's elbow with his right hand. The left foot pivots forward, keeping the weight on the right foot. The right hand's turned over. Finish with a pin, controlling uke's elbow and shoulder. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migiai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seiza. Uke grasp stays left hand with his right and pushes. Shite pivots to break the grip, shifts, pivots while applying an atemi, pivots again throwing Uke to the mat, turns Uke over into a prone position, and finishes with a pin. As Uke pushes, Shite pivots and breaks Uke's grip while coming up onto his toes. The hand movement is the same as in the standing technique. Shite shifts while moving down to the correct kotegaeshi position. Keeping the weight strongly on the right knee, Shite pivots to the rear while turning Uke's wrist out and applying an atemi. Pivoting again on the right knee, Shite throws Uke to the mat with kotegaeshi. Shite grabs Uke's arm with his right hand on the inside of the elbow. The left knee moves forward, turning Uke over onto his stomach, and finishes with a pin, controlling Uke's shoulder. In this technique, Uke is thrown and pinned with the kotegaeshi technique when Uke grasps both Shite's hands and pulls. From Migiai Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Shite offers both hands, Uke grabs and pulls. Shite moves forward with Uke's pull, breaking Uke's grip. Cross step in, throws Uke with kotegaeshi. Changes the hands, turns Uke over onto his stomach, and finishes with a pin. As Uke pulls, Shite moves diagonally forward to break Uke's balance. The right hand turns palm up and grabs Uke's at the back of Uke's hand with the left hand. The thumb should go right at the edge of Uke's wrist joint, and Shite moves his right hand, turning over against Uke's thumb to break Uke's grip, as the left hand grabs with the baby finger and the other two fingers, and the thumb and forefinger are extended. This is the correct position for the kotegaeshi throw. The right tegatana moves on to top of Uke's hand, the left foot cross steps forward, and Uke is thrown with the kotegaeshi. The right hand uses a cutting motion. After the cut, the right hand grabs Uke's wrist, the left hand moves to the elbow, Uke is turned over, and finished with a pin. The right hand grabs from underneath, the left hand moves to the elbow, the right foot pivots forward, and finish with a pin, controlling Uke's elbow and shoulder. This is the same technique but performed from a sitting position. From Migiai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Shite offers both hands, Uke grabs and pulls. Shite moves forward to break Uke's balance. The left knee moves forward as throwing Uke. Move Uke to a prone position. And finish with a pin. Moving with Uke's pull, Shite moves diagonally forward while breaking Uke's grip as in the standing technique. Shite should come up on his toes during this movement. The left knee moves forward as cutting Uke's wrist with kotegaeshi. The right hand grabs Uke's wrist. The left hand moves to the elbow. The right knee moves forward, turns Uke's over onto his stomach, and finishes with a pin controlling Uke's shoulder. In this technique, Uke is thrown and pinned with the kotegaeshi technique using a pivoting motion when Uke grasps both Shite's wrists and pushes. From Hidari Gaku Hami Kamae, shuffle in, Uke grabs both Shite's wrists and pushes. Shite pivots, breaking Uke's grip. Pivoting again throws Uke to the mat. Takes Uke to a prone position, finishes with a pin. Moving with Uke's push, Shite pivots 180 degrees to the rear while the hands circle up to break Uke's grip. The right hand moves palm up, the left hand grabs underneath. As the right hand breaks Uke's grip, the left hand grabs. This motion should be performed in one smooth motion. The right hand moves on top with the tegatana. Shite pivots and cuts Uke's wrist down, throwing with the kotegaeshi. Shite's right hand grabs Uke's wrist from the bottom, the left hand moves to the elbow. Keeping the weight strong on the left foot, move Uke to a prone position, and finish with a pin. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migiai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Uke grasps both Shite's wrists and pushes. Shite pivots, breaking Uke's balance while grabbing in the kotegaeshi position. Pivot again, throw Uke with kotegaeshi. Move Uke to a prone position and finish with a pin controlling Uke's shoulder. Moving with Uke's push, Shite pivots to break Uke's balance while turning the hands in the correct kotegaeshi position while coming up on his toes. The right tegatana moves into the correct position. Shite pivots and cuts once more, throwing Uke with kotegaeshi. The right hand grabs underneath. The left hand moves to the elbow. The right knee moves forward, turning Uke onto his stomach, and finish with a pin. In this technique, Uke is thrown and pinned with the kotegaeshi technique when Uke grasps both Shite's wrists from behind and pulls. From Migiai Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform the Hojo Dosa movement. Uke moves behind and grabs both Shite wrists and pulls. Shite shifts with Uke's pull, raises the hands, cross steps back, shifts his weight forward while applying an atemi, cross steps forward, throws his kotegaeshi, grabs Uke's elbow, shifts taking Uke to a prone position, and finishes with a pin. As Uke moves behind, Shite grabs both wrists and pulls. Shite shifts his weight while the hands circle up. Shite raises both hands in a circular motion, bringing Uke up onto his toes. The left foot moves forward, the right foot pivots back, shifts. As the feet change position, the right hand circles down, breaking Uke's balance, while the left hand moves to Uke's elbow. As Shite shifts, the left hand slides down to Uke's wrist. Pushing from the right knee, Shite moves forward while turning Uke's wrist over and applying an atemi. The right foot cross steps forward while applying the kotegaeshi turn. The right hand grabs the elbow. The left foot pivots around, taking Uke over onto his stomach. The right hand turns and finishes with a pin, controlling the elbow and shoulder. In this technique, Uke is thrown and pinned with the kotegaeshi technique, using a pivoting motion when Uke grabs both Shite's wrist from behind and pushes. From Miyahami Kamae, shuffling and perform the Hojo Dosa movement. Uke moves behind, grabs both Shite's wrists and pushes. Shite moves forward with Uke's push, raises both hands. The left foot cross steps forward, the right foot pivots back. Shite shifts his weight, pivots while applying an atemi, pivots once more while throwing Uke with kotegaeshi, grabs the elbow, moves Uke to a prone position, and finishes with a pin. As Uke moves behind to grab both Shite's wrists and pushes, Shite moves forward from the front foot while the hands circle up. Shite raises both hands in a circular motion to bring Uke up onto his toes. The left foot cross steps forward, over 180 degrees. The right foot pivots back while the hands move into the kotegaeshi position. Shifts. This is the correct foot position for the kotegaeshi technique. As Shite moves, the right hand circles down to break Uke's balance, and the left hand moves to Uke's elbow. As Shite shifts his weight, the left hand slides down to Uke's wrist, grabbing in the correct kotegaeshi position. Keeping the weight strongly on the right leg, Shite pivots over 180 degrees and applies an atemi. The right hand moves on top of Uke's wrist. Shite pivots once more and turns Uke's wrist and throws with kotegaeshi. Grabs Uke's elbow on the inside with his right hand. The left foot pivots around, keeping the weight on the right foot, makes Uke to a prone position, and finishes with a pin, controlling the elbow and shoulder. In the Tenchinage technique, Shite controls Uke and breaks his balance by extending his arm and Tegatana one up and one down. Shite throws Uke with the Tenchinage technique by synchronizing his concentration and his body movement with Uke's movement. In this technique, Uke is thrown with the Tenchinage technique when grasping both Shite's wrists and pulls. From Migi Aihami Kamae, Shite offers both hands at chest height and Uke grasps and pulls. Shite moves with Uke's pull to the side, cross steps through and throws Uke to the mat with the Tenchinage technique. From Migi Aihami Kamae, Uke grasps both Shite's hands and pulls. Shite circles the left hand down while the left foot circles forward and the right foot follows. The left hand moves down, following the left foot while the right hand circles up to Uke's armpit. All this motion is done in one motion and in unison with the whole body and arms together. Shite cross steps diagonally to the rear with the back foot while both hands cut down and form to meet in a strong zanshin position. The right hand circles down while the left hand just pushes forward. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migi Aihami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Shite uppers both hands and Uke grasps and pulls. Shite moves with Uke's pull to the side, cross steps forward and throws Uke to the mat. Uke grasps in the standing technique and pulls. Moving with Uke's pull, Shite moves to the side and comes up on his toes. The left hand circles down and the right hand circles up as in the standing technique. The right knee moves forward diagonally to the rear while both hands cut down strongly with the arms and hips, throwing Uke with the Tenchinage technique. In this technique, Uke is thrown with the Tenchinage technique when grasping both Shite's wrists and pushing. From Hidari Gakugami Kamae, Uke grabs as in a one technique and pushes. Shite pivots, moves to the side, cross steps through and throws Uke to the mat with the Tenchinage technique. Moving with Uke's push, Shite pivots while the right hand circles inside of Uke and the left hand finishes palm up at chest height. Shite's hand should be in front of his body, with the right hand inside of Uke's wrist. The left foot moves forward while the left hand circles down and the right hand circles up. Cross step behind with the back foot as both hands cut down, finish in a strong zanshin position. This is the same technique, but performed from a sitting position. From Migi Aihami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Moving with Uke's push, Shite pivots. Moves to the side while circling the arms, stepping behind with the right knee, throws with the Tenchinage technique. Moving with Uke's push, Shite pivots and comes up on his toes, while the hands move the same as the standing technique. The left knee and the left hand circle to the side while the right hand circles up. Then stepping forward diagonally to the rear with the right knee, both hands cut down with the Tenshinage technique, finishing in a strong zanshin. Kokiho is a way of training to blend with Uke's breathing and to develop and unify our ki power and concentration. In Kokiho Ichi, Shite raises both his hands and breaks Uke's balance when Uke grabs both wrists and pulls. From Migiya Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Shite offers both hands at chest height and Uke grasps from the side and pulls. Shite moves with Uke's pull forward, moves to the side, cuts down using the hips and arms and slides forward to control Uke. Moving with Uke's pull, Shite cuts forward towards Uke's armpits with his hands while coming up on his toes. The hands circle up towards Uke's armpits. Without moving his arms, Shite moves his left knee to the side, followed by the right, and the hands just extend to break Uke's balance. Using the power of the hips, Shite cuts down to throw Uke to the mat and moves his whole body forward with both knees sliding forward on the mat to control Uke. The left knee is by the left hand and the right knee is at Uke's armpit. In Kokiho ni, Shite raises both his hands and breaks Uke's balance when Uke grabs both Shite wrists and pushes. From Migiya Hami Kamae, Shite and Uke shuffle in and perform Seizoho. Shite offers both hands at chest height, Uke grasps from the side and pushes. Shite raises his hands while coming up on his toes, moves to the side, cuts down and throws Uke to the mat and controls Uke. Moving with Uke's push, Shite comes up on his toes while the hands just circle out on the inside of Uke's wrist to break Uke's balance. Shite should endeavor to keep both wrists on the inside of Uke's wrists. Without changing the height of the arms, Shite moves to the side, left knee then right knee. The left hands slightly separate. Using the power of the hips, cut down, follow Uke to the mat and slide both knees forward on the mat with the left knee at Uke's left wrist and the right knee at Uke's armpit. In Kokyuho-san, Shite raises his hands and breaks Uke's balance when Uke grabs Shite's wrist strongly and doesn't push or pull. From Migia Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizo. Shite offers both wrists at chest height. Uke grasps from the bottom strongly and doesn't push or pull. Shite comes up on the toes and cuts down the hands, circles the hands up, moves to the side, cuts down with the hips and throws Uke and controls Uke. Uke should grab from the bottom of Shite's wrist and grab strongly and don't push or pull. Shite comes up on his toes, just turning both palms up. Using the power of the hips, Shite pushes forward into Uke's armpits, then circles up. Moving the left knee to the side, Shite moves the left knee and right knee while the hands slightly separate to break Uke's balance. Shite uses the power of the hips to cut down, and both knees slide forward to control Uke. In Kokiho Yon, Shite breaks Uke's balance and throws Uke when Uke grasps Shite's wrist strongly from the bottom and doesn't push or pull. From Migia Hami Kamae, shuffle in and perform Seizo. Shite offers both hands at chest height. Uke grasps strongly from the bottom and doesn't push or pull. Shite breaks Uke's balance, shuffles forward, and throws Uke. Uke should grab both Shite's wrists strongly from her bottom, lock his armpits, and not push or pull. Shite just turns both hands palm up. The right hand moves under the left, and with the baby finger cuts towards Uke's left hip, pushing with the left hand and the left hip. The right hand cuts. Pushing forward with the hands and using the power of the left hip, the left knee moves diagonally forward, and the strong Zanchin position is attained with the left fist pointing down, with the right fist pointing palm up, with the focus and concentration on Uke. In Kokiho Go, Shite breaks Uke's balance and controls Uke with a pivoting motion when Uke grasps both Shite's hands and pushes. From Migia Hami Kamae, shuffle in, perform Seizo. Shite offers both wrists on his knees. Uke grasps and pushes strongly. Shite pivots on his right knee, moving the left knee in a circular motion while the right hand comes off in the middle of the movement and cuts down on Uke's arm. Shite offers both hands on top of his knees and Uke grasps strongly and pushes. Shite pivots on his right knee while the left hand stays in contact with the left knee and the left knee pivots in a circular motion. The right hand comes off the right knee and cuts in a circular motion on Uke's arm, throwing Uke to the mat. As Shite pivots, Shite comes up on his toes. Jiyowaza is a way of training in which uke attacks repeatedly with the same attack and is thrown continuously by shite. Now, we have introduced various forms of Jiyowaza. The important points of Jiyowaza are not to just throw uke repeatedly with many techniques, but rather to throw uke correctly with proper technique. Shite must endeavor to practice the proper distance between shite and uke, the correct application of power when throwing, and correct timing. Shite must keep all these points in mind when practicing Jiyowaza and perform them naturally. Jiyowaza can be practiced against many opponents or against weapons. Jiyowaza is not just a form of throwing continuously, but is a way of learning to throw uke naturally. It is a very important method of training.